Welcome back. Now it's my favourite part of the Friday show. It's wine tasting with Tom Canavan. Hello, Tom.
Hi, Michelle. Lovely to be back.
Lovely to have you. And of course, we're still joined by the wonderful Barbara Rafferty.
Barbara's here.
And for some reason, we couldn't keep Kat away from the wine table either.
She's been twisting my arm all week, and OK, I'll do it.
Yeah, it's just a wee bit intimidating having the three of you lined up.
Well, like the sugar babes here to test out the wine.
Or we could be the cores. The cores.
I'll do my very best. Well, listen, as always, we've got three nice wines which we're hoping people will enjoy over the weekend. Three white wines, and it's made from a grape called Chenin Blanc. Now, although the three wines are a wee bit different from each other, they're all fruity, they're fresh, lovely to drink on their own or to drink with food, so hopefully there'll be something to suit everyone in this lineup.
OK, and the Chenin Blanc, is that generally a French-grown wine?
It is. Chenin Blanc's a French grape. It comes from the Loire Valley. Now, it's interesting that a lot of the best wines in the world come from close to rivers, and the Loire's a big river that runs from the centre of France out to the Atlantic, and there's wine made all the way along it. In the east they make Sancerre from the Sauvignon Blanc, which is one you're probably familiar with, and this one comes from the kind of central part of the river, and it's this grape called Chenin Blanc, and makes a lot of famous wines like Vouvray and Saumur and Anjou that you've probably heard of too. So it is a French grape.
Now, Tom, is it OK if we get Tor in?
I think we should do just that.
You were so polite. I've usually drank by now. You're quite polite.
Just tapping my fingers.
Straight to the
Barbara,
point.
are you ready for this?
What's number one?
Our first wine on the right-hand side is from South Africa, another place that has a lot of Chenin Blanc. In fact, 1 of every 5 vines in South Africa is Chenin Blanc. And this is the Boschendal Chenin Blanc. It's £6.24 in Majestic, but as always, we've found you a bit of a bargain. Buy 2 at the moment and the price falls to £4.99. So have a taste of this one. I think it's got lovely fruit, a wee bit tropical. Reminds me a bit of something like mango and peach.
Yes. That's lovely.
A little bit of honey too,
Exotic,
I think.
yeah. Rather
That is
exotic,
really lovely.
yeah.
And what you get 2 for a fiver?
2, yeah, well, no.
2 for a
£4.99
I was
each
getting
bottle.
carried away.
Yeah, down from
Beautiful, though.
£6.24, so still a good saving. I think it's a lovely wine. It's quite rich, but it's very, very crisp too. Lovely sweet fruit.
Boschendal.
Tom, what would you drink that wine with?
Well, you know, I think it's a really nice one to drink on its own. You could sit and sip it. I would have it with a bowl of salted nuts. You know, cashews or almonds would be lovely.
He's a classy man.
Yeah, that's how I would start my evening off.
I love
You could also put it with all sorts of kind of creamy fish, you know, a fish dish with a nice hollandaise sauce or a creamy sauce, because it's got the acidity to cut through that. And I think it would be delicious.
It is rather gorgeous.
OK, let's move on to wine number 2.
Wine number 2, and we're sticking with South Africa, but we're almost doubling in price. This is £9.99. It's the Springfontein Chenin Blanc. It comes from a Glasgow shop called Inverarity 1-to-1, who also have a shop in Biggar, and you can buy their wines online. There's a link on our website too. And now this wine comes from a really cool area of South Africa called Walker Bay. It's right on the coast where the Indian and the Atlantic Oceans meet, and there's lovely breezes from the sea to cool the vineyards down. But it's also quite a serious wine. It's been aged in oak barrels, so it has a little bit more of that kind of toasty, creamy quality too. So have a try it. Similar aromas, I think. It's got those kind of tropical, pineapple-y kind of aromas.
It smells quite oaty.
Oats is great. I think oatmeal is lovely. Cashew nut kind of quality there as well.
I want to eat it. I don't want to drink it.
Well, it is. It's a complex wine. There's lots going on in it, I think.
It's quite,
Have another wee taste.
quite robust.
It is, but still has that lovely...
What's a complex wine, is it?
Well, what I mean by complex is just there's quite a lot going on. When you have a sniff of it, you get lots of different things, and they kind of slowly, you know, as you're sniffing it over a couple of minutes or tasting it over a couple of glasses, you're tasting different things all the time. There are kind of layers to it. It's not just one obvious flavour.
And does it get better with age, or is it one that you should drink when you buy it?
No, well, the Chenin Blanc grape does actually age. These wines are all to be drunk when you buy them. There's no problem with doing that. But they will also keep for a wee while. That second one in particular, I think you could put that in a nice cool place, lying down on its side in a cool place, and it'd be good for 3, 4, 5 years if you wanted to keep it that long. But no need to keep it.
Wouldn't last 3, 4, 5 minutes, Tom, once I've
No,
got it.
exactly.
What's number 3 for us?
And the third one, we're going back to the spiritual home of the Chenin Blanc. We're going to France and the Loire Valley, and this is a Vouvray. Now, the reason I put it last, this is the Sainsbury's Taste the Difference Vouvray, £6.96 in Sainsbury's. The reason I've put it last, although it's a wee bit cheaper than a middle wine, because normally it would go up in price, is because it's a slightly off-dry wine. When you taste it, you'll see it's just got a wee bit of sweetness to it. It's not so tropical. I think the aromas are more like kind of apple and pear.
It's got a funny
Oh, I like
taste,
this
hasn't
one.
it?
I don't usually
I
like
think-
sweet wines, but I'm enjoying this.
Yes, that's beautiful.
Well, you know, it's not what I would class as a sweet wine, Michelle, as in a dessert wine, but it's got that little hint of
It
sweetness.
has.
And I think if you had it with something, again, my big trick with slightly sweet wines is to have them with spicy food. So have this with a curry, have it with a really nice korma or with a Rogan Josh or some lamb even. It's got that kind of spice and acidity to go through it.
Tom, do you think when we're in restaurants sometimes and the waiter will let me try the wine, I always sometimes feel a wee bit awkward, but I think it is important to taste the wines, do you?
You should do, you know, and what you're really doing, Michelle, is you're not so much tasting it to see if you like it or not. You're tasting it to make sure it's not
all right.
off, it's not a bad wine. And you can sometimes smell kind of odd, musty flavours from wines, you know, something that, and that's often a problem with the cork in the bottle.
Really?
How do you know if it's off? Because sometimes, you know, you just might think, it's a bit minging.
Well, to use a technical term,
So, yes.
This wine is minging. Take it away.
it is, you know, it's quite a tricky thing for the ordinary person to do, because you're sometimes lacking a wee bit of confidence. Do I just not like this wine or not? But I think if you smell the wine, it doesn't taste fresh and clean and fruity, you think there's something odd about it, you're perfectly entitled to say to the waiter, are you sure this wine's okay, or
I
could you
will.
replace this bottle?
All right, Tom, listen, as always, wonderful to see you. Thank you for bringing the
Thank
wine.
you very much
Barbara,
indeed.
thank you so much for being here.
Thank
What
you
was your
for staying.
favourite? Any
Pleasure.
particular favourites?
I think the Le Français.
Okay, we'll see. Olivia,
Classic taste.
Olivia, all right, thank you so much to you both.